Hey everyone, it's Leroy. I want to give you a quick midweek update, starting out with employee health. Once again, as we stand here today, April 29th, we still have only had one employee test positive that we're aware of. That individual has, again, since returned to work and is doing fine. We've been fortunate across our entire network to really not have an impact so far. And that's really attributable to the great work that you're doing outside of the workplace to follow all the CDC guidelines, maintaining your social distancing, washing your hands regularly, frequently, and continuing to disinfect and sanitize high traffic areas. So thank you for the work you're doing outside to prevent you or others bringing the virus inside our fence line, and we'll continue to do everything we can within the fence line to follow those same safe practices to keep everyone healthy. As we speak, a number of states and countries have either reopened their economies or are in the process of putting the plans together to reopen their economies. And along with that, obviously, there will be a loosening of social restrictions as well. At Koppers, we're looking at all those same things. Now, granted, 75% of our population, our employee population, has never closed, right? We have a large segment of our employee population has continued to go to work to produce those critical products and services, and we thank you for that. I would say in regards to those folks that go out to a plant operation every day or out in terms of our field crews, probably not a whole lot is going to change for you. There may be some additional restrictions that come in place in terms of requiring face masks and things like that. But all in all, I would say you should expect to see pretty much the same sort of following of the existing protocols that we put in place that are there to designed to keep you safe. So we'll continue to look at those and update them as needed to ensure your safety. But for right now, from a plant standpoint, you probably won't see a whole lot of difference. For those that work in an office environment, you should plan to stay put at home for the time being. I know even though, again, some of the restrictions have been loosened and people are going back to work, at Koppers, we're gonna hold off for that for now. And essentially we've proven that we've been able to function still at a high level with our employees working from home that are enabled to. And so there's not an immediate rush to have to change that practice for now. So stay at home, continue to do your work from home. We're putting plans together in terms of how we gradually come back to the office, and we'll be unveiling some of those plans in the near future as we get them solidified. One thing that we are looking at for both our office employees as well as our operations employees is the concept of contact tracing. So using technology to essentially track our people's movements within our office building and or our fence line of our operating site. So again, not outside and in your personal lives, but when you're at work at a physical location of Koppers, looking at the ability to be able to see who you have been in contact with or who you've been in close contact with. That is in the event that an individual, again, tests positive for COVID-19 at some point in time, and we need to be able to identify those that they have come in close contact with that will also have to be either quarantined or tested. And so that will be very, very helpful for us in terms of skinning down the number of individuals that we may have to have a conversation with and pull out of the workforce for a temporary period. I also realize that creates some privacy concerns, and we're looking at that as well. But again, at the top and utmost priority for us is your safety. And so we're looking at every possible way that we can continue to enhance what we're doing to ensure that while you're within our care, that you remain safe and healthy. So again, more to come on that as we continue to do the work. So stay tuned, and you should hear more about that in the upcoming weeks. I'll sign off by noting that we had a press release of our pre-release of our first quarter earnings and essentially a business update to the investment community this past Monday. I'll talk about that a little further detail on Friday's video, but went very, very well. Very positive reaction from the analysts that follow us and the shareholders we've talked to since that time. So again, thank you and kudos to everybody who has worked incredibly hard under extremely trying and stressful circumstances to help make the first quarter a solid first quarter, and also get us off to some form of a relatively reasonable start here in the second quarter. So thank you to everyone for your work and efforts, and again, look forward to updating you a little bit more on all that on Friday. Stay safe, stay strong.